Okay, everyone, I'll get started at 7:03 p.m. I hope that works for everyone. Tell me, do you know if we have any students here? Actually, no, I can see on my end.
And just for your information, the live has already started.
Okay, sounds good. All right, then I think we'll get started. I okay, good evening, everyone. I call this meeting on Tuesday, November 25th. I call it to order at 7:03 p.m. We'll move on to our agenda. If there are any amendments to the agenda, can you please raise your hand? Yes, Bethany.
Hi, can we please strike capital contingency allocations? Thank you.
Tommy.
Yeah, I have three. And then one sec. Did someone say they had a proxy today? I see someone raising their hand in the thing.
Yes, Divine should have a proxy.
Okay, then let me promote them right now.
And then when you can strike Bethany's request, please.
She said capital contingencies. That's not on our agenda. That's contingency programming.
Oh, okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Um, my addition, so I would like to add an appointment for Alyssa Ha to this Student Initiated Outreach Committee, Brent Burnt to the Transportation Service Advisory Board, and then Odalis Cruz to the Student Initiated Outreach Committee, and I motion to vote in block.
Can someone second, please?
Second.
Tommy motions, Hannah seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against, all abstaining. With a vote to 8-0, that motion is approved. And then Tommy, you can feel free to motion again.
All right, so I motion to add an appointment for Alyssa Ha to the SIOC, Brent Burnt to the Transportation Service Advisory Board, and Odalis Cruz to the SIOC.
Is there a second? Okay, got it. Tommy motions, Hannah seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against, all abstaining. With a vote to 7-0, those appointments are approved for today's agenda. Is there anything else, Tommy?
Um, I know Divine sent me a bylaw change. If she has a proxy here, does that mean the proxy can't motion to add? So would I have to do that?
Yes.
Okay. You can have other people go first. Let me pull up her
Okay.
change.
Sounds good. Um, sorry, Sherry.
Hi, can I strike?
Strike back. You cut out, sorry.
Yeah, sorry, strike bag.
Okay. Chris Espino,
Can we please strike ASRF?
Edison,
Hello, could we strike SFS, CS Transpo, and CS Mini from the agenda? Thank you.
Can we promote Jaya really quick?
Promoted.
Sorry if I mispronounced your name, but I think you're DT's proxy, right?
Yes,
Or
I'm Amulia. I'm DT's proxy.
sounds good.
Can we strike ARC allocations?
Sounds good. And then Joy.
Can we please strike TGIF allocations?
And then I'm assuming Daniel and Jay are just waiting to be promoted.
I've promoted both of them already multiple times.
Do you have another amendment, Amelia?
I just wanted to confirm that the bylaw changes, so I don't promote those, but or I don't,
I will motion it right now.
okay, perfect. Thank you. Just wanted to confirm.
Yeah, thank you. All right. Tell me, feel free to motion whenever you can.
All right, I motion to add a bylaw change for Article 2, Section C, Number 5, Sub-bullet K to the agenda.
Is there a second?
Second.
Tommy motions, Hannah seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against. All abstaining. With a vote of 10 to 0, that is added on today's agenda. Lorelai?
As you're continuing with amendments, before we approve the agenda, can we make sure that Kaya, Jaya, and Daniel get promoted? I'm not sure what's happening, but
On my end, it says they're declining the request.
I'm promoted. I
Oh,
figured out how to join
yeah,
on
I'm
USAC
also
email.
promoted too.
okay, sounds good. Okay,
All right,
sounds good. Thank you.
amaze. And then just reminder for everyone, make sure to join with your official USAC email so that way we can avoid the promotions.
Sounds good. Are there any other final amendments? If so, please raise your hands. All right. Can someone please motion to
Wait
approve
one sec,
today's
we're
agenda?
still making the edits on the document.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, we should be good.
All right, sounds good. Can someone please motion to approve today's agenda?
I motion to approve the agenda for 11/25/2025.
Second.
I second it.
Tommy motions, Hannah seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against. And all abstaining. With a vote of 10 to 0, the agenda for November 25th is finalized. Next, we'll be moving on to the approval of the previous minutes. I hope everyone had the opportunity to look at I think the meeting minutes from last week. And if there aren't, actually, I don't think those are out, sorry. Only the ones from November 4th are out, if I'm correct, right, Lorelai?
Yes, Kendall shared those today.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, thank you. If there are no concerns, we'll move on to public comments. Tommy, do you know if anyone here, or if you are here for public comment, can you please raise your hand?
I don't believe anyone here is. I think they're all
That's
appointments or
good.
presenters.
Appointments. Sounds good. With that said, I close public comment at 7:11 p.m. Next, we'll be moving on to our funding with contingency programming with Bethany.
Hi there. This week we had a total contingency programming request of $52,120, and we recommend an allocation of $12,543 for 2 USAC entities and 45 non-USAC entities. I also wanted to call out a $600 event for FICOM's Finals Week encouragement bags, and I'm happy to answer any questions, and I've also pasted it in the chat.
Thank you, Bethany. If someone can please motion.
I motion to approve an allocation of $12,543 for 2 USAC entities and 45 non-USAC entities for contingency programming this week.
Second.
Tommy motions, Hannah seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against. And all abstaining. With a vote of 8 to 0, contingency programming is approved. Next, we'll be moving on to SWC programming fund allocations with Hannah.
So this week, SWC recommends an allocation of $1,046.49 to 3 non-USAC entities and 1 USAC entity.
Thank you, Hannah. Are there any questions or comments for this allocation? If not, the SWC programming fund allocations are approved. Next, we will be moving on to a Sea Travel mini grant with Chris.
So, 1 second. For travel grant mini fund, we recommend an allocation of $2,060 to 6 different non-USAC entities.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments for Chris in regards to the travel mini grant? If not, those are approved, and we will next, our next item on the agenda is special presentations with Avery Royce for the Student Health Advisory Committee. Whenever you can give Avery access to screen share, Tommy.
I believe he does.
I don't know what's going on with my camera right now, but can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I have no idea why the camera is not working, so apologies on that end. But I will share my screen right now. Let me know if y'all can see this.
Yeah, feel free to let us know when you're screen sharing.
Okay. Okay. Oh. All right. Can everyone see this?
Yes.
Okay. Let me present then. Everyone can see the presentation, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Lovely. Then I'll get started. I'll try not to take up too much of your time. Hello, council members and anyone that's watching this meeting. Thank you so much for having me here today. I really appreciate being given this time to talk about the Student Health Advisory Committee. In this presentation, I'll just be going over a little bit about what we do and the projects that we'll be taking on this upcoming year. And to introduce myself, my name is Avery Royce. I'm serving as the chair of the Student Health Advisory Committee this year. Our mission is to help in providing high quality and efficient healthcare to foster student well-being by working with administration that are part of the ASH Student Health and Wellness Center and CAPS. We serve as a liaison between students and these medical entities to advocate for student concerns regarding healthcare services. And we also help in promoting health literacy to ensure that physical and mental health and awareness are promoted among UCLA student body. Some ways that we help in promoting health and wellness services, along with ensuring student feedback regarding healthcare policies at UCLA, is that we utilize surveys, social media, and other methods to gather feedback from students. And we use this feedback in order to advise ASH and other administrative entities on policies regarding healthcare programs and services, for example, extending ASH's hours or providing certain services to students. We also communicate to students and student governments by regularly briefing USAC and the Graduate Student Association or GSA on issues of concern or success. And we also hold town halls to directly communicate with students about their health needs. We also endeavor to maintain a visible social media presence and also try to collaborate with other student-led organizations that are focused on health and wellness on campus. SHAC is also part of the Executive Oversight Board. This is a board that is part of the UCLA Office of the President that monitors fiscal policy changes regarding the UC SHIP insurance plan. We make recommendations about how to balance requests for new benefits, while also ensuring that the plan remains affordable and accessible to students. How this works is that we have several official meetings. We have student caucus meetings that occur once a month, where all of the UC campuses and their EOB representatives meet to discuss insurance and policy changes. And we also have additional UCLA-specific meetings with the UC Office of the President. For example, a few weeks ago, we had a renewal meeting where we worked with the UC Office of the President to go over the renewal process for UC SHIP and how potential policy changes to be implemented would work, along with deadlines associated with that process. Our current focus in terms of EOB is to extend funding for the Campus Medical Care Assistance Fund, which helps students ensure that they can afford ASH services if they are currently not able to, and also trying to extend gene therapy coverage. So balancing the expensive costs that can be incurred with gene therapy with ensuring that an affordable plan can be provided to students. I also wanted to take the time to introduce our members, so you already know me, but we have our graduate and undergraduate EOB representatives who are Rashna and Victoria respectively. We also have our 2 undergraduate representatives, Yusuf and Wyatt, and our 2 graduate representatives, Amira and Kelly. We also mainly work with ASH's executive team and our advisor, Gino Mahilic, to help in advising our initiatives throughout the year. These are the members of our staff that we currently coordinate with. USAC holds external meetings with ASH, CAPS, and HEART administration once a month to discuss updates on our end with our projects and initiatives, while also discussing items pertaining to the operations of our healthcare entities. We are frequently in contact with these individuals, not only during these meetings, but throughout the year, to be informed on efforts that ASH is trying to take to connect with students, and ensure that these can be evaluated properly by student representatives that sit on USAC. So some of the things that we've accomplished over the last year, we've tried to build relationships with student organizations on campus, and we did this by conducting a social media campaign on reproductive resources alongside Students United for Reproductive and Gender Equity, or SURGE, and our Student Wellness Commission's Planned Parenthood chapter. We also worked with the SWC last year during their fall town hall to gather feedback on ASH's services, and we also worked with the SWC during their community health event during winter quarter to disseminate more resources regarding ASH's abortion and reproductive resources. We also helped in enacting policies, so we were able to provide feedback that extended ASH's hours for providers to see students. And we also, as part of our procedures, voted on UC SHIP policy changes system-wide through our caucus meetings. And the main focus of the last year was to try to reduce premiums and ensure accessibility of the UC SHIP plan to the student body. We're currently working on several projects and initiatives. One of the things we're doing is that we're working with the student organization called Activism Through Policy to provide information on UC SHIP and premium rates for a policy memo that they're creating. This policy memo discusses increases in UC SHIP premiums and how they contribute to student costs for medical care. We also have 4 committees as of right now. We have a committee that's working on international student resources that is held by USAF. This is a pretty recent project. We just started it last week, but we're going to be working with ASH's quality manager, Valerie, to increase literacy around topics of confusion for international students. And we're also going to be reaching out to the International Student Representative's Office for this initiative. Amira is helming our social media, and she's going to be preparing graphics to introduce new USAC members and address various health literacy topics weekly. Wyatt is working on an op-ed, so he's currently working with ASH administration to write an op-ed for the Daily Bruin and other ASU CLA publications about newly enacted e-visits for students to get virtual checkups regarding health issues from ASH providers, and also ensuring that students know the distinction between e-visits, telehealth services, and other kinds of services that ASH may provide. And finally, Rashna is working on USAC transparency, so increasing knowledge of USAC's efforts among the student body. And we're trying to do this by making the USAC part of ASH's website more centralized, uploading our meeting recordings and minutes, which I'm currently working on, creating a USAC newsletter and posting blog posts on ASH's website, and also reaching out to USAC and GSA newsletters to provide more information about USAC to the student body from there. So in terms of how USAC can best support us, the best way to do so is to promote our efforts. USAC is currently not well known as well known among the student body as we'd like it to be, and as representatives that help in ensuring the student feedback is integrated into ASHA's healthcare services and services provided by other medical entities. We want to ensure that people know who we are so they can come to us if they ever have feedback on anything at all. So reposting our posts on social media and communicating with us regarding collaborations on our office initiatives are the best ways to do that. We would also love to expand our USAC collaborations beyond the SWC this year. So if you all have any ideas on how to collaborate with us, feel free to email Shaq's email at shaq@ucla@gmail.com with any ideas for collaboration and outreach. And that's the end of my presentation. Again, thank you so much for allowing me to take the time here to speak about Shaq with all of you. And if you have any questions or concerns, I'd be happy to address those now.
Thank you so much for presenting, Avery.
All right. Thank you so much for having me, and I hope you'll have a smooth meeting and a good night.
Thank you, Avery. We hope you have a great Thanksgiving break. Next, we will be moving on to our appointments, first beginning with Odalis Cruz for the Student Initiated Outreach Committee. Odalis and everyone else, the way this works, and I hope you've got this information from Tommy, but just as a refresher and for everyone, you have a 1-minute opening statement. You then have a 15-minute question and answer period. You get a 1-minute closing statement, and then afterwards you get council gets ARC recommendations, and we move to a vote. With that said, Odalis, whenever you're ready, you may begin your 1-minute opening statement.
Okay, thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Alalis Cruz. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm a third-year political science major. I'm applying to be a part of the Student Initiated Outreach Committee because I believe that I'm a good fit for the position because of my strong alignment with the mission of empowering underrepresented students with the resources they need to succeed in higher education. Coming from a low-income background, I know the struggles all too well from the lack of a supportive community and mentorship, and I know how much I cherish all the opportunities I've been given, which is why I believe that every student who's underserved deserves the same ones, and why I believe that I would make a good member of the committee.
Thank you. We'll next be moving on to your 15-minute question and answer period from council. My first question for you is how will you ensure that your voting decisions reflect the needs of all students served by SIOC rather than, I guess, in specific student projects?
Yeah, so I believe that the biggest thing is listening to the students themselves. Obviously, we all have biases. I've just had like my own experiences, but that doesn't account for the variety of communities that are underserved. So I think giving a voice to the students, and listening to any of their concerns or specific needs that they want to address is very essential in creating a space in which we could foster the environment to address the inequality that is the educational system. So I believe that that is the biggest thing, as well as just being transparent when reviewing any of the applications and listening to everyone's perspective because everyone has different input, and it's very important to acknowledge that in order to make decisions that are not blinded by my own perspective.
Thank you. Are there any other questions from council? If not, thank you, and we'll now be moving on to your 1-minute closing statement whenever you're ready.
Yeah, so thank you all for taking the time and giving me the opportunity to share why I am committed to the work that SIOC does. As someone who grew up underserved and a part of a low-income community, I am personally very connected to these outreach programs, and I understand the impact that the access, guidance, and community that SIOC builds, and why it is essential to give these students that are a part of K through 12 the opportunity to reach higher education, why it is essential that we continue this work, and why it is something that I will continue to be passionate about. Thank you.
Thank you. Can we now please get ARC recommendations?
Yes, we can. 1 second. All right. Well, Alice Cruz demonstrated a strong commitment to educational equity, grounding her interest in SIOC in her lived experience as a low-income student and her work mentoring students through college applications. She showed a clear understanding of SIOC's funding and outreach responsibilities, emphasizing transparency, community-centered decision-making, and support for marginalized and non-traditional students. Odalis also highlighted her willingness to learn, listen, and collaborate with committee members and the community served. With a 4-0 vote, ART recommends Odalis for the Student Initiated Outreach Committee.
Thank you. We'll now be moving on to council deliberations. If there are any questions or comments amongst council members, please raise your hands. If not, can we please move to a vote, and can someone please motion?
All right, I can motion. I motion to appoint Odalis Cruz for a 1-year appointment to the Student Initiated Outreach Committee for the 2025-2026 academic year.
Second.
Tommy motions, Sherry seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against. All abstaining. With a vote of 9-0, Odalis Cruz is appointed to the Student Initiated Outreach Committee for a 1-year term for the 2025-26 academic year. Congratulations, Odalis.
Thank you.
Next, we'll be moving on to Brett Burnt for the Transportation Services Advisory Board.
It's consent.
Yeah. Well, if there are no oppositions to this appointment, Brett, congratulations. You are on the advisory board. Sorry about that. No comment. No, no comments. No, nothing. All right. Thanks. Next, we'll be moving on to Alyssa with the Student Initiated Outreach Committee. Alyssa, whenever you're ready, you may begin your 1-minute opening statement.
Hello. Hello, my name is Alyssa Ha, and I am a Hi, my name is Alyssa Ha, and my pronouns are she, her, hers. I am a fourth-year public health major and anthropology minor applying to the SIOC this year. Growing up, I have been born and raised as a first-generation college student in a low-income household, and similar to Odalis, my pathway to higher education has not been easy. There have been many difficulties along the way, and not only navigating school to be successful at the moment, but also figuring out my next steps for higher education. And since I've been here at UCLA, I've made it part of my mission and goals to be able to give back to others who face similar struggles as I did and ensure that everyone has access to resources to higher education.
Thank you. Well, next we'll be moving on to your 15-minute question and answer period from council. Similar to Odalis, I have the same question for you. How will you ensure that your voting decisions reflect the needs of all students served by the SIOC rather than specific projects?
Yeah, so to ensure that my voting decisions reflect the needs of all students and not specifically or only those of projects, I believe that getting to know who we are in contact with, the stakeholders, who is applying, who has concerns, or who is putting in these efforts and are interested in receiving support, seeing how we can best support them and ensuring that once again, we're not just only focus on the projects that we've historically been serving, just because I know I've worked with a lot of the projects in the past and I've previously been a part of the SIOC, and I've learned that while we are all in different spaces, we are all going in with genuine genuinely good intentions and lots of efforts and hard work, and it would be only fair to listen to everyone who is doing all of this great work. And so, similar to what Olali said, just getting to know everyone, listening to them, seeing how we can best support them. Just because the projects, like, we're doing important work and there's a lot of other people doing great work. So seeing how we can best support everyone is how I would move forward.
Thank you, Art. Are there any other questions from council members? If not, we can now move on to your 1-minute closing statement whenever you're ready.
Okay, yes. Thank you for your time today. I appreciate the opportunity to be able to interview and speak to you all. I want to reemphasize that this work is um, personal to me, and I would like to keep moving forward as it is something that I believe everyone should be able to have access to higher education. And as students with the power to do so, I believe we should be putting in this effort to fight educational inequities and reach out to our communities, maintain them, and support them. Um, as a part of the SIOC, this would be a great pathway into staying close with all of the students and community members, ensuring that we are able to sustain all of these efforts and continue to foster collaborative and supportive environments throughout our student body as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Can we now please get ARC recommendations with Tommy?
Yep. Alyssa Ha demonstrated a deep understanding of SIOC's mission and a strong commitment to supporting underrepresented students, drawing from her lived experience as a first-generation low-income student. She emphasized promoting awareness, equitable access to resources, and transparent, accountable committee practices, while leveraging her past experience on SIOC to advocate effectively for all applicants. Alyssa also highlighted the importance of listening to diverse student perspectives and ensuring that non-traditional, marginalized, and transfer students are supported. With a 4-0 vote, ARC recommends Alyssa for the Student Initiated Outreach Committee.
Thank you. We'll now be moving on to council deliberations. If there are any comments or questions amongst council members, please raise your hands. If not, we'll then motion for a vote.
I motion to appoint Alyssa Ha to the Student Initiated Outreach Committee for a 1-year term for the 2025-2026 academic year.
Second.
Tommy motions, Sherry seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. And all abstaining. With a vote of 10-0, Alyssa Ha is appointed to the Student Initiated Outreach Committee for a 1-year term for the 2025-26 academic year. Congratulations, Alyssa. Next, we'll be moving on to our officer reports. I will keep mine fully written. Tommy?
Yeah, I just wanted to plug some things. So IVP Student Relations have started our weekly fundraisers to support student organizations on campus. It's basically IVP's Cafe, IVP Goods, and we are open every Monday from 11 to 3. Surprisingly, even this Monday, even though it was odd because of Thanksgiving week, we sold about 30 pumpkin chai and matcha lattes, so it was really good. Also, I want to plug our amazing event coming up this week in collaboration with the First Gen Pre-Law um, Association. It is our Q&A with attorney Kathleen Martinez. She is that attorney that has the all-female law firm, immigration law firm on TikTok, always in the pink suit. Really excited for that event. It'll be, let me see the exact date and time. It'll be, I believe, on December 2nd at 6 p.m. So really make sure to show out for that. You have to RSVP. I believe we only have about 300 spots. So if you haven't RSVP'd, make sure to RSVP. And that's it.
Sherry?
Yeah, I'll keep most of mine written, but the only thing I want to highlight was that the Regents meeting happened last week and our office was there all 3 days. And unfortunately, the new changes to the tuition stability plan were passed. But I think the most important thing out of that is that there were a couple amendments. One of them was to amend the 1% like permanent step increase of tuition every year and have that like percentage of money be under the chancellor's purview of each campus for what it's used for. And so I think it's really important to continue pushing the chancellor to use that for student services and have continued discussions with students about what they're using that 1% for, even if it's for deferred maintenance. But yeah, that's it.
Thank you. I don't think Talia's here. Jaya?
Can people hear me?
Yes.
I would just say, just looking, we're started planning for next quarter's event. So, planning the students' first team is planning to do a student workers quarterly series on some events and some panelists. As of right now, we don't have any more events planned for the rest of the quarter. If we do, it'd likely be week 10. But rest are written.
Brett?
Appointed to Transportation Service Advisory Board. Other than that, we have a confirmed date for the SB 79 event with EVP. It's going to be January 20th from 5 to 7 in Kirchhoff Grand Salon. Other than that, it's all written. Thank you.
Daniel? Wait, no, sorry, Chris.
Written for tonight, thank you.
Daniel?
Hey guys, just really quickly wanted to shout out our event that was last Thursday. Funked up, it was a lot of fun, had a good turnout despite the rain. And then our last event of the quarter is going to be Noon Tunes in collaboration with ASUCLA this next upcoming Thursday. So week 10. The artist is still to be announced, so be on the lookout for that. And then other than that, we've just been working on some events for next quarter. We have some fun speaker and concert events in the works for the beginning of next quarter. And yeah.
Thank you. Next we have Edison.
Hi, my updates will be written as well.
Cultural Affairs.
The update is written.
Thank you, Nico.
My update will be written.
Sorry, Joy.
So most of mine will be written, but our T committee met with UCLA Transportation to ask about the daily student parking permits being significantly limited starting next quarter.
Hannah.
We just have 2 more events this quarter. Our town hall with Swipe Out Hunger is next Tuesday from 4:30 to 6 in Kirchhoff Grand Salon, and we'll have tacos. And then in the PSL next, I think it's Monday, we're gonna have bagels, so stop by our office.
Hiram.
My updates will be written.
Kea.
We'll be tabling at Wooden on the 3rd of December from 4 to 6, but the rest is written.
Thank you. Next we have, I don't know if Orlando is here. No, Orlando is in here. Lorelai.
Hi everyone. So let me see. I have reminder to send agenda items tonight, if not tomorrow morning, to Tommy, as we will need an early agenda to be produced by tomorrow, like at 5 p.m. So that way it can be posted, as ASUCLA will be doing a secure close and it's campus holiday. So we will not be here to post that agenda on Friday. So just wanted to make that clear to everyone. Beyond that, reminder to do the feedback forms that I shared with you all. Hoping to have responses by next Tuesday when we meet on the 2nd. And that, again, that was for the rec tracker feedback and the purchase card feedback that we're hoping to make, implement changes as you need. continue on with e-board appointments and coordinating with Tamim, whether that be for our last meeting coming up or in the next quarter. Rosters and volunteer agreements continues to update those and provide those to us as you continue to onboard staff if you are still doing that, and we will, assist them beyond that. Continue with OSAC. I believe the last meeting went really well, and then I believe we're supposed to be meeting next week, if not week 10 from what we last discussed. So just continue to be in the loop on that before we close out the quarter. Rec clinics and quarter close are coming up again. Deadlines for all of those are going to be the first week of winter, so highly suggest that you have all of your finance directors submit anything and everything that you need to requisition wise, so that way you can be reimbursed and you don't have to worry about that when you come back from the winter break. And then beyond that, I think that's all I had. So just again, reminder for that early agenda, and then let me know if you have any questions and enjoy your break.
Thank you. I believe we have next Lori.
Hey guys, nothing from me except if you'll be at the SC game on Saturday. I'm working, so stop by and say hi. See you next week.
Thank you. Looking forward to that. Tell me, are we good if we move the article to section C first?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
I guess. Amelia, do you by chance know about the bylaw? If not, I can present based on what I know.
Yes, I have a little blurb about it.
Amazing. Then if you would feel free to share that, that'd be amazing.
Yes, definitely. So this is a committee in support of immigration retention advocacy efforts. The purpose is to advocate resources and events to uplift retention of immigrant students in higher education. We want to create presentations to share with the USAC Council about the work occurring on campus and in Los Angeles to support immigrant students bi-monthly. The committee is student-driven to empower students as leaders and advocates for access, retention, and success in higher education.
Thank you. And then just a quick question. Is this going to be like fully under CAC, or do you foresee them? Like, can I ask what the interaction would be with other offices?
So thank you for asking, but I'm not really prepared to answer that question, but DT will be happy to answer it at the next council meeting.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, and then CRC will be in contact with Divine as well to kind of clarify some things before when we review.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
I said Constitutional Review Committee will also be in
Oh,
contact
okay.
with Divine to like review and see if we can get more clarity before we vote.
Sounds good. Thank you. All right. Whenever you can, Tommy, can you please? Oh, we have to motion to enter executive session. Can someone please motion? Oh, and then motion first, then yeah.
All right, I motion to enter executive session for a personnel matter at 7:44 p.m.
Second.
Tommy motions, Hannah seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. All abstaining. With a vote of 10 to 0 to 0, that is approved. Tell me whenever you can you please remove